The Viridian green is a very cold green. It has a lot of blue. And you can see the color here with a tint, a tone, and a shade. And the tone, it feels almost very turquoisey. It's a good color for water, for example, reflections, and just depending on water quality, I guess, or transparency. The problem with greens is that we use Viridian for botanical elements, and that's okay. That's okay if you create shades, for example, or darker greens, but it's not the dominant green on botanical subjects. So if you use Viridian as a botanical color or color for botanical elements, bring some yellow, cadmium yellow, so you can warm it up, because Viridian only will create an artificial green color for trees and stuff like that. So, and that is the reason why Jen just uploaded the cadmium yellow light. And notice, this is so good because you can see when we bring white, gray, and black, and it's already creates shades of green. Titanium has some bluish cast. So when you mix titanium with cadmium yellow, it gives you a little bit of this lemon green almost. With gray, it reads green, and with black, it reads green. So cadmium yellow is possibly the most important color to use during botanical or painting botanical elements, just because not only it contributes to a Viridian green, making it warm, but if you create yellow with gray and black, especially with gray and black, you can create gorgeous, warm, desaturated greens. So I didn't read the labels here, but cadmium yellow light, I think there are three. Gambling has three kinds of cadmium yellow: light, medium, and warm, or something like that. I think there are three, and they're basically the amount of pigment in the paint. The darker one, we have two yellows, by the way. This is kind of like possibly next level thing, because the yellow light, it's very pale, and then the medium yellow has a little bit of warmth. It feels very golden yellow. And depending on what paint, we switch back and forth. But cadmium yellow light's a bright, cool, chemically pure cadmium color, one step warmer than our cadmium lemon, which is the medium one. Excellent opacity. And it just describes the vehicle, linseed oil, and light fastness is how the color ages. There are different categories about the light fastness of oil paint on the tube, and sometimes you see 1, 2, and 3, and if it's lower or higher than 1, it means that it doesn't age that well. So usually oil paint that has a light fastness of 1 will be always more expensive than oil paint with a light fastness 2 or 3. So it does not affect when you paint, but it affects over time how the color ages. So anyhow, so in that sense, greens and yellows, it's always good to revisit those concepts. The reason why we brought this up is because we used a lot of greens in our paintings, and this is a good example on how a yellow can turn into a green.